Good. Fire away. Remember to use your microphone, turn them on and off.
Yeah, Jarrod, what do you think it's going to be like playing for a different coach for 6 games here?
It's a unique situation, man. I've never played a game for I've never played in any basketball game where it hasn't been the head coach that's coaching. You know, it's just a weird situation. So I think that'll just be different. But, you know, we have a lot of respect for Coach Pegues, and Coach Pegues has done a great job. All the assistants have done a great job at practice, and even in the exhibition games, just being vocal, using their voice, providing insight. And, you know, they've done a good job with scouting reports and things like that. So we have a lot of respect for all the coaches, and you know, being with Coach Mack is definitely going to be different for sure. It's going to be, I think it's a weird thing that is like going to bring adversity to this team early, but I actually think it's going to help us come closer in the long run. So it's just something that we're going to have to adjust to and adapt to and push through early on in the season.
Jarrod, how much have you guys either talked about it, or you're a veteran guy, you haven't been around here, but you're a veteran guy, how much have they prepared you for a difference, you know, once today ends and once tomorrow begins?
Honestly, I feel like we haven't really talked about it that much, but the good thing about our practice is all the coaches have a voice in practice. You know, it's not like Coach Mack is the only one that talks at practice or, like, you know, constructs a drill or whatever. All the coaches have a say, and they all, you know, have a lot of verbal communication with us. You know, we'll split up in teams and scrimmage, and, you know, each coach will take a team and things like that. So that's the good thing. I think the most important thing for us is just that we remember the standard that Coach Mack set for us at practice from the time that we got here this summer. Everything that we've done every day, every practice, every workout, there's been a standard set for all of that, for players and coaches across the board. And we all know what that standard is, so we just need to uphold that standard. Again, it is going to be a unique and different situation not playing for with your head coach on the sideline. But again, we have a lot of confidence and belief in Coach Pegues and all the assistants, and we just need to uphold that standard.
What do you see in the difference in coaching styles of those two?
That's a good question. Coaching styles, I'm not really sure, honestly. Only have played 2 games for Coach Mack and never really played for Coach Pegues. You know, I feel like that's yeah, I mean, they both have a really loud and, like, strong voice. You know, they command the room and command the gym when they speak, and they're very good at that. You know, the good thing is too, like, I think people forget Coach Pegues was a good player too. Like, him being a former player and stuff too. Like, he played the game and has experience playing the game as well as coaching, and coaching with Coach Mack for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, he knows the game. He knows what to expect. He knows what Coach Mack wants and things like that. So, you know, I feel like the transition shouldn't be too complicated, honestly, in that regard, just because the familiarity they have with each other. And, you know, again, Coach Pegues has a big voice at practice. You know, he says a lot in practice. He coaches a lot in practice. So we're all used to that. So I think, you know, as far as coaching styles, it's kind of hard to tell, but, you know, I think they definitely both bring a lot to the table.
Just for you personally, it's been a pretty interesting several months. You decide to transfer, you decide to come here, you go through a long preseason, now the suspension. But finally, you played 2 exhibition games, and now you're ready to go. Did the 2 exhibition games either confirm to you or point out anything to you about what you were expecting or anything different? What would those 2 games tell you about your game and this team?
Well, first of all, it was just fun being out there, man. Just being in the arena with fans and things like that, that was awesome. But I think as far as our team, you know, we've made growth in both games, and I think we have learned a decent bit especially from where we started to where we are now, just the amount of growth and strides that we've made as a team. We have a deep team. We have a lot of depth. Obviously, we've played a lot of guys in the 2 exhibition games. So we do have a lot of pieces and a lot of people that can contribute in a lot of different ways. But I think just our ability to especially in the second exhibition game, to just share the ball and create good shots for each other, I think that was a big thing. I I was just really happy to see that everybody was kind of sharing the ball, distributing the ball, and we didn't turn it over much either, which I think was really a big jump for us from the first exhibition game to the second exhibition game. So, again, I think it's all about growth that we've made from where we started, even from the first exhibition to the second exhibition.
Would you anticipate, as the season goes on, continuing to play 12 and 14 guys, or do you think eventually that might pare down a little bit?
I don't know. It's hard to. I think that's a really hard task. I feel like that's real tough for coaches to do. I feel like playing 12 and 14 guys. So I'm not entirely sure about that one. But again, we are deep, and I think we have a lot of guys who can play and contribute. So I don't know if 12 is the number or 12 plus is the number, but I can see a lot of guys seeing the floor for sure.
Jarrod, Coach Mack has referenced your leadership already in the offseason, but now with him out for a bit, do guys like you and Malik even take more of an ownership point of trying to be on top of guys and have that accountability for that standard you referenced?
Yeah, I think so. I think at this point, again, knowing what to expect and what we want to do every day, whether that's in practice or in a workout or in the weight room, in a film session, whatever it is, I think it's very important that, especially Malik and I think it starts with us, that, we uphold that standard, that we take our leadership to the next level. I think there's got to be a certain level of consistency and accountability with guys like us being captains and leaders on this team. But it starts with us. We have, it can't just be only us, but I think it does start with us for sure. I think everybody plays a role in that, all the players, all the coaches as far as leadership. But, Coach Mack has made it very clear he likes player-led teams. And, most successful teams have player-led teams, and he's made that very clear. He wants us to have control of our team. He wants us to run our team. So I think it is important that we take that leadership to the next level and that we continue to build off of what we've done so far to make sure we uphold that standard.
Exhibition games can be misleading, particularly when you're not playing Division I opponents. But at the same time, people seem to be responding to the style of play, and there's a certain amount of optimism just based on your depth, et cetera, and the pace. How well do you think that's going to translate when you start playing Division I opponents?
I think as long as we commit to what we've been doing and we execute it, I think it'll translate over against anybody that we play, honestly. I think it really just comes down to our commitment to wanting to do it consistently. I think where we fall short sometimes is where we get tired or where we don't necessarily commit to that pace that we want to play at. Sometimes on the film, like, you might think you're sprinting hard or running the floor hard, but, you really aren't. And that can affect that entire possession and make that possession look bad or inefficient. So I think it's definitely going to translate as long as we commit to the pace part first. If we commit to the pace of play, get our spacing in order, I think that's all going to translate over as long as we just stay consistent and commit to what we're doing.
To follow up, are guys willing or eager to get it, to take themselves out or to be substituted for when they hit the wall?
Yeah, I really don't know if we have an option in that regard. But I think, again, I feel like if guys are really doing what they're supposed to be doing, emptying the tank, that when it's their time to come out, I think it's okay. Again, we're rotating a lot of guys, and it's not like that's the last time you're going to be in the game. So, I feel like everybody's pretty cool with that.
Thank you, Jarrod. Sorry, I know y'all had a couple others, but get Coach Beese in here.
Gotcha.